What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having an awesome day. Giving you an update here of the Veneta Elmira Market. So this house over here on 88507 Elmaker Road. It's been on the market 47 days. They just reduced the price from 389.9 to 375. So about a $15,000 price reduction. House was built in 1941. Sits on a .32 lot, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1269 square feet. Overall, they've done a really great job of updating and taking care of this house. The kitchen could use some updating as well, but the way it is now, it functions really well. Just due to the internet being slow, I'm not going to get into the pictures. But again, if you want to check that out, 88507 Elmaker Road. I think from what I've seen, again, I have to look at it in person and look deeper into the comps, but they're probably right on the money. I know with interest rates being a little bit higher, you know, sellers are having to definitely adjust their price because of that. But again, that's where when we price your home properly the first time around, we're ahead of the market versus chasing the market so that we can get your price or more for the best terms. Property taxes are about 1,700 a year, all one level as well, which is nice. Then we got this property over here on 82979 Simonson Road. It's a manufactured home on its own land. Sits on about 12 acres, 3 bedroom, 2 bathrooms, 1344 square feet. Now, it is a little bit older than lending requirements. The manufactured home is also outdated. I didn't really see anything as to why I couldn't go financing except for the fact that it's an older manufactured home and you know, people are primarily looking for stick built houses anyways. So the biggest thing that you're really buying here is the land, the shop that it's got, the barn, the little pond it's got. So overall, cool little property. If you want to check it out, the address is 82979 Simonson Road. They just reduced the price from 475 to 450, so a $25,000 price reduction. Property taxes are about 1,300 a year, and as you can see here, cash only. Then we got this house over here on 87793 Ponderosa Drive. I really like this house a lot. I also like the fact that the backyard backs up to a lot of trees, as you can see here. On the left side here, the neighbor, they've got a couple of homes behind them. And from what I could tell in the pictures, you pretty much have trees for miles or at least a good distance. So you're not going to have to worry about any neighbors or anything like that being behind you. You might have Bigfoot, show up every once in a while, but he's very elusive. So you might have to, try and capture some photos of him to really help people believe that he's actually real. House was built in 2003. Sits on a .2 lot, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 1926 square feet. House has been on the market 23 days, and based on them doing the price reductions that they've done, I'd say they're pretty motivated to get it sold. So when they originally came on the market, they were at 464.9, and they did a price reduction of 5,000 to 460, and then they've done another price reduction of 5,000 to 455. So definitely tells me they're motivated to get it sold, and so they're doing everything they can to do that. I think there's some marketing strategies that could definitely be utilized to help the house pop, but again, they're doing everything they can to get the home sold. Property taxes are 4,500 a year. Then we got this house over on 89586 Nelson Mountain Road. Just came on the market 3 days ago. Was built in 1959. Sits on about 4.5 acres, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1160 square feet. They right out the gate, they're offering a $10,000 credit towards the buyer's interest closing costs, with the idea of having them buy down the rate to help them make it more financeable. Honestly, I don't know if it's worth the 465 that they're asking. House is very small. You're definitely paying primarily for the lot. Location, I don't know too much about. It's about 30 minutes west of Veneta and then about a good hour drive from town here in Eugene and Springfield. So definitely more out towards Florence. So I don't know if it's worth the price, but definitely am curious to know what happens with this one. So I've got it on my watch list to see what happens. Property taxes are about 1,800 a year. It's got a septic tank, a spring, and a well, ductless heating, as well as a wood stove. Then we got this property over here on 86502 Territorial Highway in Veneta. It was built in 1999. It is a manufactured home on its own land, triple wide. Sits on about 8 acres, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 2320 square feet. It's been on the market 40 days, and they just reduced the price from 555 to 533. So $22,000 price reduction. Again, the house is at 86502 Territorial Highway. So if you want to check out the pictures, I encourage you to do that. Overall, I looked at the home and it's a super cute house. Nothing too special about it, but overall, a really nice house. Personally, I would definitely purchase this home. Property taxes are about $2,000 a year. And then we got this house here, which I really like a lot, on 88586 Elmaker Road in Veneta. House was built in 1969. Sits on about 3.5 acres, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 1,890 square feet. It is a split level home. Just came on the market 4 days ago, so it'll be interesting to see if they get their price for it. The primary bedroom is on the upper floor, so a little bit of a drawback. Living room, kitchen, dining are all on the main floor. And then it's got, not only do you have this garage here, but then there's also a detached 2-car garage as well. One's got a big bay for RV parking, a boat, or whatever you want to utilize for it. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. So overall, I think they're priced pretty well. So like I said, I'd be interested to see where they sell for. Property taxes are about $4,200 a year. Then we got this house over here, which is a horse property, which makes more sense for the price given the fact that it's a 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1152 square foot home. It does sit on 6.7 acres and it's been completely remodeled inside, so it looks really, really nice. It was built in 1962. It's been on the market 77 days before receiving an offer. And for anyone who doesn't know what bumpable buyer means, it just means that the person who's made the offer to purchase this house also has a house that they need to sell in order to purchase. Once their home goes under contract, then it officially goes pending and nobody can no longer purchase it. So that's where, if for some reason they can't get their home sold in the agreed upon time, then either it comes back on the market, or if another buyer comes along and wants to purchase this house, then there's a time period that starts to begin for these buyers to meet their agreement, or they get bumped out for the new buyers who want to purchase the house. So let me see if I can show you the horse area, because that's really the big selling point for this property. So as you can see here, a couple of stalls, nice open area for the horses, and then you've got some land for them to roam around in as well. So that's a big selling point. There's a 6-stall barn with a 12 by 12 tack room, and then you could do a potential indoor small arena and an additional freestanding outbuilding as well. You've got 2 seasonal ponds on the property as well, 2 wells, one for the house and then one for the barn in the exterior. So these horses are definitely living it up. Property taxes are about $3,200 a year. Then we got this property, which was really interesting to me, and I'll share why with you here in a minute. So the address is 87794 Oakland Drive. House was built in 1976, sits on a .18 lot, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 1,362 square feet. As you can see here, I've got it on my watch list. And the reason for that is it was on the market for 13 days. They were originally at 415, and then they reduced the price to 389. So about a $16,000 price reduction. Now this is where it gets interesting. So 2 days after they reduced the price to 389, they ended up receiving an offer, which tells me as soon after, like immediately after they reduced the price, a buyer either saw it that same day or the day after and then made the offer, which one of two things can happen. They either got their price of 389, or there's also the a small chance that multiple buyers then came to see it after they did the price reduction, and it could even sell for more than 389. Now, not exactly a guarantee or a strategy that I would utilize, but I have seen this happen before, so that's why I'm super curious to see if this house ends up selling for 389 or if it sells for a little bit more. Then we got this property over here on 17861 Highway 126 in Walton. Kind of a cool little property. It's got a daylight basement, if you will, and pretty much an open space that you could utilize for a garage, a man cave, a woman cave. I mean, there's so many different things that you could utilize with it. It's just a big open space. And then all of the houses on the main floor. So, house was built in 1977, sits on about 16 acres, 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, 2,970 square feet. It was on the market for 174 days before receiving an offer. So, I'd be curious to see if they ended up getting the 529, because if I remember correctly, they sat on the market for a little bit at that price before eventually getting the offer. But as you can see here, 1512 square feet of the house on the main floor, and then 1458 on the second floor. And again, as you can see here, everything is on the main floor. And like I said, let me see. So as you can see here, pretty much just an open space here underneath the house, which can be used for a lot of different things: storage, man cave, all that good stuff. Then we got this house over here on 25083 Perkins Road. Standard one-story ranch home in the Veneta area. So no surprise that it sold pretty quickly. It was built in 1976, point 19 lot, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, 1112 square feet. I think if it was 2 full bathrooms, it probably would have sold quicker or at least for more money. So 16 days in the market, not a very long time. Received an offer and then eventually sold for 380. Property taxes are about 3,100 a year. As you can see here, they got their asking price. So 16 days in the market is not very long in the Veneta area, especially with a lot of the other houses that we've seen that have been, on the market for 174 days. This one's, as you can see, 13 days. Again, they were very proactive in getting the home reducing the price, which is smart. 77 days. Again, this one's only been on the market 4 days, so we'll have to see how that one develops. But again, that's where an agent like myself who's staying on top of the market is going to be able to help you get the most bang for your buck, the best price for your home, and the best terms, just because I'm putting in the work like this to help educate you guys. So it's a twofold. One, it helps me understand the market, and then also at the same time, my hope is to educate you to be a more informed seller and buyer in the market. And again, there are some strategies that I can talk with you personally about that just help us to get your home sold for the more for your price or more for the best terms. Then we got this house here. It was on the market for 78 days. This is a pretty cool property. So this is a property on six and a half, about 6.5 acres over there on 85083 Territorial Highway. It's got a vineyard here as well, as you can see here. Really nice property here. House is really nice as well. It definitely gets a lot of natural sunlight. Nice little deck area here. Detached garage slash shop area, which I wouldn't be surprised is where they're mashing up all the the wine, grapes, and all that. Got some pictures of the grapes here. I mean, just look at that. That's incredible. Yeah, it's hard to tell, but as you can see here, here's the shop. Here's the house. Very open. A lot of windows for a lot of natural sunlight. Kitchen here. Gotta have a wine rack with having a vineyard out there. That's just Vineyard 101 right there. Can't have it. Can't go without it when you got a vineyard. Another seating area here. So again, overall a really cool little property. Built in 1973, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 29 square feet. Again, it was on the market for 78 days before receiving an offer and then eventually selling. They originally started at 925, then reduced the price to 899.9, and then eventually got their price with conventional financing. So always awesome to see. Property taxes are about 3,500 a year, and as you can see here, all one level as well, which is a huge selling point. Not to mention the vineyard and all the other cool things about the house. Then we got this house here on 87402 Territorial Highway. Kind of a unique home. Sits on about 80 acres, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, 3175 square feet. Was on the market for 85 days before eventually going pending and selling. They originally started at 1.46 before reducing it to 1.4 and then eventually selling with carry terms at 1.155. Property taxes are about 6,000 a year. So this doesn't tell me a whole lot, but the seller did do some seller financing, all that good stuff. So be curious to know exactly what that was. But overall, they were able to get the home sold. So that's what I've got for you here in the Veneta area. If you guys have any questions, give me a call at 541-515-9149. Love to help you in any way I can. Thank you so much.